word of mouth, you wow more of your customers. So that's what we're talking about today. If you're a small business owner, you do not want to miss this one. But in the meantime, do me a huge favor. Comment in the chat where you're from. Drop the name of your business and or your brand. Smash that share button, ladies and gentlemen. And let's kick it this morning.
Yo, what's up, Ultimate Hustlers, and welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show, the business podcast for the entrepreneur of the 21st century. And I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. Our goal is to give you a behind-the-scenes look at how the world's greatest hustlers build amazing brands, scale their businesses to incredible heights, sell more, make more, and create mass movements that impact the world. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned vet or you're sitting on the sidelines with aspirations to one day unleash your inner hustle. This show will provide the insights into how pure grit, determination, and hard work has morphed into some of the most iconic brands and personalities and how they are moving the culture forward. You'll get a mix of solo shows featuring yours truly, as well as interviews and content from other hustlers that I either know personally or I've learned from or whose grind I've come to know and respect. And you'll also get exclusive recordings from our membership called Monetize My Life Academy, which you can check out at monetizemylifeacademy.com. That's a program where we go live every month with some of the best hustlers on the planet, sharing best practices on how we all can explode our brands with advanced branding and marketing tactics, business development strategies, and financial game planning necessary to build the empires we all desire. Again, that's at monetizemylifeacademy.com. If you like today's episode, chances are the hustlers you're connected to will like it as well. Share it with those in your network. And when you do, use hashtag Cortez Hustle so I can see you and hopefully give you a shout out and share you in my stories. So check out today's episode and make sure you subscribe to the feed on your favorite podcasting networks.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show. I am, of course, your host, Cortez Hustle, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur, coming to you live and direct from the local Biz Marketing Pros studios right here in St. Louis, Missouri. If you are looking to optimize your online presence, increase your lead flow, grow your revenue so you can expand your operation and contribute more to the communities that you serve, then you should check out localbizmarketingpros.com. That's exactly what we help you to do, localbizmarketingpros.com. Speaking of optimizing your online presence, you want to optimize your presence and business in its totality, then having good customer service is one of the best ways to do that. We're talking about how to wow your customers. I'm going to give you 10 tips from a couple different sources this morning, but also share some of my own thoughts, of course. But I need you to do me a favor. I need you to comment in the chat where you're from. I need you to drop the name of your business and or your brand. I need you to smash that share button. There's a small business owner on your timeline looking for information on how to do better customer service, and this is going to help them as well. Let me know in the comments, are you presently wowing your customers? What are you doing right now to go over the top for your customers? So a couple quick announcements before we get the show fully underway. You guys know you still got time to join the Modern Podcasting live course, where I'm going to teach you live how to launch your own podcast. $97 if you want the 3-day workshop to help you more hands-on, making sure that you launch your podcast in the next 7 days. I put the link in the show notes and the comments for you guys there. Make sure you check that out. Or if you want the on-demand do-it-yourself version, that's just $27. So you can go ahead and grab that on the same site. So don't forget to check that out. The live class, first live class is tomorrow. Then we have Thursday, and then Saturday morning, we wrap everything up and we literally boot camp style make sure that you get everything in place to launch your own podcast. For those of you who are looking for additional online marketing and training, we do over-the-shoulder lunch and learn training inside the Facebook group, which is Local Biz Marketing Mastermind on Facebook. If you join that group, you can watch over my shoulder as I do some of our marketing live. We do live Q&As and the whole 9 yards. So if you're not already part of the group, comment group, and I'll make sure that you get that link personally so you can join that free community. And that's free every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. You guys can check that out. And keep in mind, this is listener supported media. What does that mean? That means in order for us to do this, we need your support. Now, we don't ask for donations, but we do have some amazing products and services that you can purchase to help your business. And helping your business, you're also helping us to continue to bring this information to the public for free. So check out all of the links in the show notes and the description, y'all. And I'm sure there's something for you to help you take your business to the next level, and you be helping us out at the same time. Now, let's officially start the show. And if you're new to the Cortez Hustle Show, we officially start every show with a quote of the day. Today's quote says this: only put off until tomorrow what you are willing to die leaving undone. And that's Pablo Picasso. Only put off until tomorrow what you are willing to die leaving undone. You never know, man, when your number is going to be called. And sometimes we have a habit of putting things off. I know that's one of the, probably, I wouldn't say it's a curse of being optimistic, but that's how I see things. When I tell my wife I love her, when I tell my wife I'll see you later, when I tell my wife I'll be back in a second, I am, in my mind, declaring and speaking life over us to say, hey, nothing's going to happen to me. I am going to return. But to be quite frank, none of us really knows if that's what's going to happen. And whether you're putting off mending a relationship, whether you're putting off telling someone that you love them, whether you're putting off launching that podcast or writing that book or starting that business, whether you are putting off something that could make an impact on the life of someone else, unless you're really willing to die leaving that thing undone, you might want to go ahead and get it started, man, because we never know when we're going to take that last breath, man. So stop putting things off as if you have forever. Start moving through your life with a little bit more of a sense of urgency. The one thing that I would tell my younger self, if I was able to go back and talk to the 18-year-old, 21-year-old, 24-year-old Cortez Hustle, is this: don't procrastinate. Move through life with a sense of urgency, right? Because we think we have time. We think that it's going to be forever. We think that we have all of these days. And I swear to y'all, man, I'm 48 years old, and it's almost as if I went from 20 something to 40 something in the blink of an eye. See, when you're not intentional, right, time passes you by and you really don't have a recollection of it. I would tell my younger self, get about your business earlier and with more intention, right? Stop allowing so much time to go by without you intentionally putting everything that you can in every single minute, right? To move closer towards your dreams and goals. Because quite frankly, I believe I could have achieved a lot more if I had focused a little bit more intently. So if I want to encourage you today, I encourage you to not put off any longer those things that you know deep down in your heart you are called to this earth to fulfill, right? First of all, accept that it's going to be challenging, it's going to be difficult, it's going to be hard, and make up your mind that you're going to do them anyway. See, I've already made up my mind that I'm going to build this multi-billion-dollar international media conglomerate, right? I'm going to do it anyway, even though I know it's going to be hard, even though I know it's going to be challenging, even though I have a lot of things that I have to learn, even though I have to keep chiseling away at this piece of concrete and mold myself into the type of person even capable of running such an institution, the type of person even capable of hiring the right people and doing the right things, making the right connection. I know I've got to grow into that, and I'm going to experience some growing pains, but I've already decided that I'm going to get it done, right? And every day I make sure that I take one step closer to that end. So stop putting things off, man. Go after it with all you got. Be more intentional. You don't have as much time as you think you do, as the world makes us feel like we do. Oh, we can just chill. No, success loves two things: enthusiasm and speed. So get about being successful with the intentionality and the speed of and add some enthusiasm, man, and you can be where you want to be and a lot faster. And by the way, get it done earlier. That just gives you more time to enjoy the fruits of your labor. So that, my friends, is the quote of the day right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, brought to you by Local Biz Marketing Mastermind. It is our free Facebook group where we do free live weekly training, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time on Wednesdays. It's over the shoulder. And of course, you can always watch the replay inside that group as well. Go to facebook.com/groups/Local Biz Marketing Mastermind. The link is also in the show notes and in the comments as well. So today, I thought I would dive a little bit deeper into some of you guys have heard me say before. Dr. Myron Golden has a video out where he talks about his study of Apple, right? And how Apple went from, in 40 years, 0 to $1 trillion. 2 years after that, 1 trillion to 2 trillion, and 2 years after that, 2 trillion to 3 trillion. And he talked about some of the significant moves that they made in order to make that happen. And one of those moves, right? I'll give it 3 moves. He said, first, Apple understands the business that they're in, right? They're in the business of customer acquisition. You have to understand that that is the business that you are in as well. You are in the business of customer acquisition. So he said, once they acquired the customer, he said their very next move is to wow the customer. And we're going to talk about 10 different customer service tips to help you wow the customer, as well as some additional insights that I'm gleaning from two different sources today. And I put both sources in the show notes in the comments for you guys as well. And then the third play that they run is they assemble their customers regularly with their big Apple convention where they release their new products and everybody comes together. They also assemble regularly with new product releases, right? There's a reason that they have all of their customers, new and old, standing in long lines, right? Because that creates a bonding with one another. Customers new and old, they assemble their customers regularly with different product releases. So we're going to talk about the second of their play, which is wowing the customer. And I don't care what kind of business you have. I don't care what kind of resources you have. Every single one of us, if we are in business, we can increase the wow factor that experience that we put our customers through. So let's get into some of these 10 customer service tips to help you as a small business stand out and wow your customers. Whether you're planning your next venture to have an established small business, just one thing to keep in mind: you must provide exceptional customer service to keep clients happy and loyal to your brand. The challenge for small business is that many lack essential resources such as a fully fledged customer support department, while still going up against some heavy hitters. So understand this: even if, right, you're not the biggest, you don't have the most resources as a small business, that don't mean that you can't win your customers over with great customer service. The proof is in the numbers. 80% of customers are willing to pay for a better experience. On the other end of the stick, 91% of customers who had a bad experience won't do business with your company ever again. When you're a small business in a sea of big competitors, you just can't afford to lose customers. Period. 80% of customers are willing to pay for a better experience. So sometimes we're trying to keep our products and services priced so low because we want everybody to afford them, right? And in our pricing of the product so low, we can't bake in the cost of a good experience. And therefore, what we are trying to do ends up backfiring. We're trying to keep our prices low so we can serve more people. And we think that volume is going to create the profits. But because we can't bake in a great experience at that low price, people aren't staying. They're not coming back. So you might as well charge a good price that creates enough revenue baked into the price of the product so that you can create a healthy experience for your customers. And that's what's going to keep them coming back. That's what's going to get them telling their friends about your products or service. So number one on our list of 10 things that you can do to wow your customers is personalize your customer experience. If you want to attract and retain customers, it means providing a consistent level of service like no other. We all crave a tailor-made experience, whether it is purchasing a bicycle or a cup of coffee. Take Starbucks, a company that started as your local coffee joint and ended up spreading like wildfire worldwide. One simple technique they use is writing their customers' names on their drink cups and then yelling them out when the order is ready. The baristas could just yell out iced mocha, coconut milk latte, but that's impersonal. So research shows that when your participants hear their name, it can make an experience more memorable. Well, how in the heck can I do that in my business, Cortez? Well, it depends on the type of business that you have. But all of us should be looking for these ways to do that. One of the things that we have in our software suite of tools is we have technology that allows you to personalize all of your messages, right? So if you send someone an email, you send someone a text message, we can pull in their first name. So you can at least address them by name. Sometimes I do what's called cold outreach in my business. I do a little research on some companies that I want to do business with or pitch my services to. I go find out who these people are, and I put their name in the subject line. You think people open my emails a little bit more than they open someone else's email? Why? Because my emails got their name in the subject line. So figure out ways to personalize the experience for your customers. That, my friend, is how you start changing the game. Because you've heard me say this before. I don't care what you sell as a product or service, you are in 3 businesses before you sell a single service. First and foremost, you are in a relationship business, man. So how do you build better relationships? By personalizing, adding a personal touch to everything that you do, right? That's going to help people feel felt. Oh, I hope y'all get that, right? One of the most critical things that you can do in your business. People want to feel felt, right? So I see Lucky in the building. I don't want to pronounce your first name and mess it up, but I see Lucky say facts in the building. People want to feel felt. One of the best ways to make people feel felt is to address them by name. So that's number one on our list. Personalize your customer experience wherever and whenever possible. Now, it's not always possible to call everybody by name, but whenever possible, even if it requires that you go through a few extra hoops yourself as the business owner, as the manager, as the lead, right? Go through that extra step because it's going to mean a customer feels better about their experience, more likely to come back, and more likely to tell someone else about your business and or your brand. So if you're just tuning in, we're talking about the importance of wowing your customer and giving you some tips on how to do just that. But before we get into any more of those tips, it's time for 1 minute motivation. If you're new to the Cortez Hustle Show, every episode we do something called 1 minute motivation. That's where we play a short motivational clip, usually 60 to 90 seconds or so. I'm going to give my takeaways. I'm going to ask those of you who are in position to type and engage with the show. Give us some of your takeaways as well. So let's get into some 1 minute motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show.
If you don't ever use it, you're going to just go to work. And if you're getting up going to work on a job every day that you hate going to, that ain't living, man. You just existed. At one point in time, you ought to see what living's like. But the only way to see what living like, you got to jump and hit a problem. Let me tell you something. Your parachute will not open right away. I'm sorry. I wish I could tell you it did, but it don't. When you jump, it's not going to open right away. You're going to hit them rocks. But eventually, the parachute has to open.
Decide, commit, act, succeed, repeat.
If you want to be an impactful personality, you have to develop certain types of thinking and perceptions that change the way you see yourself and see the world.
No matter what you want to do in life, no matter what your ambition is, that your dreams can come true if you persevere, if you work hard, and if you realize that what you might think is impossible is possible in today's world.
Hoo-wee. How many of you guys are ready to leap, man? Right? How many of you guys are ready to leap? I mean, if you're an entrepreneur, you've already taken a leap of faith, right? But some of us know that even as entrepreneurs, even though we are risk takers, there's some risks that we could be taking right now in our businesses to progress our businesses even faster, but we're a little apprehensive. See, you never stop leaping, man. Just because you jumped off into this thing called entrepreneurship don't mean that you stop jumping, right? I'm taking risks every day in my business, right? Trying different product launches, trying different services, different modes of marketing. You have to constantly be taking risks, taking leaps, right? Maybe you have taken the leap of faith into a relationship, right? And you say you love this person. You say this could be the one, but you're still holding back for whatever reason. And you just got to go all in, right? You got to go all in. There's a quote, and I forget who said this quote, but don't ask what the world needs from you, right? But figure out how to come alive, because what the world needs is more people who have come alive. And I will tell you this, nothing makes a person come alive more than stepping out on faith, not knowing what the outcome is going to be with 100% certainty. That makes you come alive, man. So you got to be willing to take some risk. If you're not willing to take some risk, understand you're going to have to become content with having what you currently have. Because the only way to have more is to do more. And the only way that you can do more is to become more. And the only way to become more is to stretch yourself beyond your comfort zone. Do things that you've never done before. Have experiences and thoughts that you never thought before. Put yourselves in rooms that you have never put yourself in before, right? My wife and I went to a gala for the first time last night. It was flat out amazing to see what all of the movers and shakers in our town are doing, right? Who was getting awarded for contributing and creating a lasting impact in the lives of other people. So shout out to Humanity in the Middle. It was an amazing experience for me, and it helped me to stretch my vision just a little bit more and be like, you know what? I want to be able to contribute to organizations like this. I want to see the day where I can come in and I can bid $50,000 on their silent auction, right? you got to be willing to take a risk. Decide, commit, act, fail, repeat until you succeed. You got to make a decision. You got to commit to that decision. You got to take actions. Those actions are going to cause you to fail, which failure is part of the success equation. You repeat until you succeed. If you're going to become more, it starts with changing how you see yourself. You got to start seeing the future you. And sometimes I see the future me in other people. Some of the people who crossed that stage last night, some of the people who were in that room, there were a lot of dignitaries, local politicians, business leaders, and some of the people in that room, I started to see myself in them, right? You got to see yourself differently. And then when you see yourself differently for the first time, then you can reverse engineer and say, okay, if I want to be my own version of that, right? I'm not trying to be anybody else, but if I want to be my version of a philanthropist, right? Now I can reverse engineer that I've seen. Now that I've seen it, I can reverse engineer. What are the steps that I need to take in order to mold myself into my version of that? Who do I need to be around? What books do I need to read? What content do I need to consume? What events do I need to attend? What kind of mentorship do I need? You got to see yourself differently. And then once you see yourself differently, you got to do the work, people. You've got to do the work. If you do not like what you see when you currently look at your present state in the mirror, and the mirror is metaphorically, not just your physical appearance in the reflection. When you look at yourself in the proverbial mirror of life and you take an inventory of your life, if you don't like what you see, then do the work. Do the friggin' work. Sometimes we make blanket statements to say, man, I wish I had this, or I want to be more like that. And we say it as if we can't do anything about it. Do the work. You can transform. You can change. One of the things that I detest is when people complain about things that they have control over to change. You're either going to do it or you're not going to do it. But if you're not going to do it, then I believe you've lost your right to complain about it. That's how I believe, man. I could be wrong for thinking this way, but I believe you're either going to make the transformation or you're not. But if you choose not to make the transformation, if you choose not to even attempt to make the transformation, I believe that you've lost our right to complain about it. Because you can do something about it. You got to do the work, ladies and gentlemen. So that, my friends, is the quote of the day right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, brought to you by Modern Podcasting. If you want to launch your podcast in the next 7 days, then you, my friend, can come hang out with us 3 days this week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And we'll literally walk you through the process of launching your podcast. We've got an on-demand course. And basically what happens is you'll take that course, the first 5 lessons. It's about 30 minutes of video that you'll watch. You take your notes, you'll do the actions, and then you'll come together with us in a small group, and then we'll help you understand what actions need to be taken. Then we'll do the same thing on Thursday, right, with the last 5 chapters of the course, and we're going to help you. And then on Saturday, we do boot camp style training where we literally make sure that everybody on the Zoom session with us does not leave the Zoom until they have everything they need to launch their podcast. That's $97, ladies and gentlemen. If you feel that you could just go off on your own, watch the material, and go launch your course on your own, then that version of the on-demand course, you can just go purchase that for $27. So the link is in the show notes and in the comments, podcast.monetizemylifeacademy.com. Y'all make sure y'all go check that out. I want to see more of small business owners, coaches, consultants, get into the podcasting space because it literally creates a ripple effect of positivity, whether it's your authority increasing, whether it is your brand awareness increasing, whether it is your lead gen, it is your ability to network with industry leaders. Podcasting has so many benefits that can help your small business grow. So check out the show notes, the link in the show notes and the comments as well. So let's continue to run through these top 10 things that you could do to improve your overall customer experience and wow your customers, so that not only will they come back repeatedly, but they'll also tell other people about your business and your brand. It starts with a great customer experience. So number 2 on our list is be present on all channels, right? Over the last 20 years, customer service has moved forward dramatically. Before the internet, it was needed assistance with a product or service. If you needed assistance with a product or service, we'd call the company or simply drive over to the store for a face-to-face conversation. Then the 90s came along with its sidekick, the internet. Now customers demand instant answers through a plethora of channels. Fast forward to 2006, the smartphone made it its big interest along with social media outlets. These additions have forever changed the way businesses market and support is given and what your customers are expecting. Again, this goes back to making the right investments. This goes back into setting up your businesses the right way to begin with. What does it mean to be on all customer channels? One of the things that you could do, depending on the type of products and services that you have, especially though if you have a service-based business, especially those of you who are coaches, consultants, influencers, course creators, and things of that nature, one of the things that you can do is have a Facebook group for your community, right? It's free. It's easy to do, easy to manage. Facebook has created all sorts of automations to help you manage your group and how people can interact in that group. But that's a way that you can provide exceptional service, right? What about having chat widgets and text systems set up so that if you go to any of my websites right now, all of my websites have in the lower right-hand corner a chat bubble. But here's the difference between most chat bubbles and my chat bubble. My chat bubble is text-based. So when you reach out to me via my chat bubble, I get that message text to me on my phone. So I can respond on my phone even if I'm away from my office, right? So I want you to think about that. What are the different channels you can create for people to receive the type of service that they need, right? It might be for some of you guys might need to hire a VA, might need to hire a customer support system, right? I have a system inside of our software program that my customers get immediate support from our support team via a chat widget, via our help docs, via a email ticket to us. How many different channels can you make yourself available to support your customers, right? This is critically important because one of the things that customers don't want to feel is like when I bought a product from you, first you got to understand buyer psychology. Every time a customer buys a product, they always go through buyer's remorse. And if you want to validate their buyer's remorse, don't respond to a communication. Oh, I knew I shouldn't have bought this doggone thing. Now I can't even get a hold of these people. Create a better customer experience by the way that you make yourself available for customers to reach out to you. Now, I know what you're saying, Cortez. It's just me. I'm a solopreneur. I'm a small business owner. I don't have the ability to answer people's questions all day, right? Well, understand, just like when the 90s and the 2000s brought the internet and the smartphone and all of this technology, well, guess what? The 21st century, the 2020s have brought with it all sorts of automation, artificial intelligence. So I don't always have to be the person responding to the messages, right? Sometimes they got a question that's in my frequently asked questions section on my website. So my response could be, hey, I saw I missed your call. I can get back with you in a few minutes. In the meantime, here's the link to my frequently asked questions section on my website. Maybe that solves their problem. You never know. But figure out how you can be available to respond quickly to your customers. If you're just tuning in, we're talking 10 different ways to wow your customer. Improving your customer service actually improves the ability of you to grow your business, because great customer service is what your customers will talk about in the marketplace. That's what they'll talk about in the streets, right? Remember, your reputation is what people say about you behind your back. And if you want people to say good things about you behind your back, then you want to take care of them. So number 3 on our list of 10 ways to wow your customers is to welcome customer feedback. Not only should you welcome it, you should solicit it, right? Listen to what your customers have to say about your business. It's essentially the biggest way to improve your products or services. Truth be told, when people know they are being heard, they feel more inclined to do business with you, as they value a brand that listens. I want you to write this down in your notes. Those of you who are taking notes, people want to feel felt. I got that from my girl, Sunny Leonarduzzi. People want to feel felt. And when you solicit their feedback and you actually take actions based on their feedback, they feel felt, they feel heard, they feel listened to, right? So you can ask for your customers to complete surveys, right? You can feature requests for different things. You can do polls on your social media platforms. See, all of these tools, I hear a lot of people saying, man, social media is a time sink. Social media is bad for business. You know what social media is? It's here to stay. That's what it is. So what we need to do is figure out how to best leverage it to get the most bang for our proverbial buck. And if you're able to do a poll on your Instagram, you're able to do a poll on your Facebook page, you're able to have people asking questions, you're able to get them into a private Facebook group, and you're chatting with them about what they want to see from your business and or your brand, and you're getting that feedback. See, social media is a tool, and all tools are neutral. All tools are neutral, just like money is a tool. It's neutral. It could be good or evil based on the person wielding the tool, right? So not only should you be learning how to welcome customers' feedback, but you should be soliciting customers' feedback regularly, right? So we're talking 10 ways to wow your customers. We're going to move through this relatively quickly because I've got another source that I want to share with you guys as well. Number 4 on our list, how do you wow your customers? You hire individuals with superb skills, right? This right here is, I have not gotten to the place where I've hired people, right? I work with contractors and things of that nature, but I don't have any internal employees just yet. But here's one thing you have to understand. When it comes to hiring people, you want to hire the best people, right? You want to hire and keep the best people. If I talk to my coach, Henry Doris, he will say all the time, one of the biggest problems with business in the Black community is our ability to hire and keep good people. A lot of times it's because we don't value talent the way we should. Because if we value the talent the way we should, and you hire the best people, all of the best people are free. What do you mean, Cortez, the best people are free? Because if they are the best, they should be bringing the value to the table that's bringing in way more revenue than you're paying them. Robots are pretty cool, but still have a long way to go before they can convincingly mimic human qualities, especially in customer service. From the hotel concierge to a customer service representative answering calls, employing the right people is crucial for the success of your small business. That's because they are customer facing roles and act as the face of your brand. One of my prayers every day as a Christian entrepreneur is, God, I want your words to become my flesh. Guess what? When you are hiring someone in your business, your hope should be that this person will allow the words of your brand, your vision, your mission to become their flesh when they are at least on the clock for you, right? But when you do this right and you take care of people and this is a career for them, it becomes their flesh 24/7. And not necessarily it becomes their flesh. When you hire the right people, you're hiring people who are already in alignment with your mission and vision. So your words are already their flesh. See, you can hire people who already believe that customer service is the principal thing in business. When Chick-fil-A hires people, it's not hiring people that it has to train the Chick-fil-A way. It's hiring people who naturally are living the Chick-fil-A way wherever they currently work. See, y'all thought they were doing something special over there, right? Y'all thought they were creating all of these amazing customer service people. No, they're hiring amazing people who already understand the power of good customer service, and that's just how they live. They are hiring people who are kind and courteous by nature. Right? What do they say? If you're doing what you love, you never have to work a day in your life. They are hiring those people to begin with. You can do the same thing if, of course, you have your brand identified and dialed in. If you already know what the mission and the vision of the business, you got that stuff dialed in. Now it's easy to go out and find the people who are already that. Now you just ask them to come and be that for you, right? So hiring individuals with superb skills that align with who your brand and what your brand is the key to hiring and keeping good people. Then, of course, you pay them well, then you're good to go. Number 5 on our list. If you're just tuning in, we're talking how to wow your customers, right? What are the things that you can do from a customer service, customer experience standpoint that really takes and puts you over the top? Number 5, go to great lengths to solve problems. Go to great lengths to solve problems. When a problem crops up in your business, make it right. When you're only starting to expand your company, losing customers is not an option. When customers reach out to your small business, they expect your business to save their day and often on the spot. In many cases, clients call or write in and expect an agent to resolve their issue. Without adequate customer service training, this scenario can result in the customer being shuffled around, leading to increased dissatisfaction. In fact, according to the Global Customer Service Barometer survey, 26% of consumers have experienced being transferred from one agent to another agent without any resolution of their problem. One contact resolution. Training your people that when they have a problem with their products or services, that they're going to get a solution in one contact, right? I also see this a lot. Customers leave negative reviews about their bad experience and business owners don't respond. You're shooting yourself in the foot if someone leaves a negative review on your Facebook or your Google My Business or Yelp or wherever, and you don't respond. Now, don't act like you don't know, because all of these platforms send you a notification every time someone leaves a review. If you don't take the time to respond, you're not only ensuring that that person never comes back, You don't know how many countless other people are never coming to your store because you didn't respond. Responding to negative reviews is literally a way to show future customers how you deal with adversity. That's your time to shine, right? So, next on our list of 10 ways to wow your customers. Make sure that you know your products inside and out. Make sure anybody who is public facing in your brand knows the product inside and out. That's one way that you can make sure that customers are satisfied, that you get the resolution that they need if they are having a challenge. While this heading may seem like a no-brainer, you'd be surprised with how quick small businesses go from 0 to 100 when it comes to feature development, right? When you're looking to go big but not home, that can be the perfect backdrop for experimenting with your offerings and semi-crazy ideas. And sometimes as you're launching products and you're adding to your service offerings, you don't always know the ins and outs of every product. And that creates frustration for your customers when they're calling to get help about something, like maybe you just launched something and you're not really up to speed about what this thing is, what it can do, and how it benefits your customers. So understand how to make sure that your people are trained about your products and services, because when they are better trained and can better communicate what's in it for your customers as it relates to this particular product or service, that's a game changer for their experience, right? And remember, when I have a good experience, I not only come back, but most of the time when I come back, I bring people with me. Number 7, we're talking about 10 ways to wow your customers. And if you can wow your customers, you can grow your business. Number 7, never underestimate the value of your current customers. This, my friend, has been my pet peeve for a very long time, right? In big corporations, a customer is something sometimes just a number. But for a small business, it's a face, name, occasionally an entire story. A customer is a friend. Providing top-notch customer service is probably one of the most effective client retention strategies to cultivate repeat customers, right? Do not be a cell phone company approach to customer service. Cell phone companies want more customers to come in, that they give all of their best deals to incoming customers. Their existing customers get nothing, right? Not a good business. In fact, acquiring one new customer costs around 6 to 7 times more than retaining an existing one. So I hope y'all picked that up. I hope y'all picked up on that. Acquiring one new customer costs 6 to 7 times more than retaining an existing customer, right? While new customers are always a plus, the biggest advantage of keeping your existing customers around can do wonders, right? How can they do that? Be easy to research. Forget the phone directories. Your business contact information should be on the homepage of your website. These are some of the things that you can help use to build a better relationship. Choose quality over quantity. Your current clients know your product like the back of their hand. And when they run into hurdles, they expect a high level of customer service. While you may be a small business with limited resources, don't skimp on providing quality support. Motivate through incentives, right? Enticing your current customers with goodies is nothing new in business. In fact, you may find it can do wonders for both current and potential customers. One of the things that we are preparing to roll out is our Text Connect program, right? Text messaging is hot right now for small businesses, but most companies are making it hard to afford, and they're not training small businesses on how to leverage this technology. But you can stay in front of your best customers and incentivize them to come back, and it will cost you far less to do that, especially with text messaging, than it would for you to spend thousands of dollars on advertisement, billboards, and the likes, right? They've already spent money with you. You already have their phone number. You already have their email address. Just send them the money that you were going to spend on an ad to get a new customer. Spend that on a discount to your existing customers and get them coming back. Build deeper relationships with them. And you know what's going to happen? They're going to tell more people about you. They're going to become ambassadors. And they're going to bring you more customers. Right? We overlook the value of an existing customer. Number 8 on our list, we're talking 10 ways to wow your customers. Number 8, this is a big one. Don't make promises you can't keep. See, this right here will keep you out of that negative review space. This right here will keep you out of the blast on social media space. Making promises that you cannot keep, right? Lifetime value of a client. Yeah, we sometimes miss that, right? Don't make promises you can't keep. Making promises to your customers can result in losing clients. How? Not all vows can be fulfilled. For instance, when a customer service interaction becomes heated, it's only human to cave and promise things you shouldn't have. A common example is telling a client an issue will be fixed immediately when you clearly know it will take some time. Do not fret. We all make mistakes, right? So whether it is in a customer service exchange or it is in your marketing and your expectations, when you set proper expectations, I don't think you have to deal with these certain types of customer service problems, right? I remember, for those of you who do not know, I first started using my voice to make money in customer service. I answered 100 to 125 calls every day, right? And as the customer service, that customer facing brand, we had a wonderful trainer and a system, and we learned that we are the first point of contact, and we learn not to make promises. We learn to set proper expectations, right? We learn to set proper expectations. That's big, because if I told you something that was not true, that's only going to make you more upset. Period. If I told you something that was not true, it's only going to make you more upset. Well, you told me that this was going to be resolved immediately. That's a problem. You don't want to create more problems from an existing problem. You're trying to get the problems to go away. So whether you are setting the expectations on the front end about what to expect before they purchase your product, you're setting expectations after they purchase your product, you're setting expectations if they run into a problem using or getting the result from your problem. Don't make promises you cannot keep. Number 9, educate your customers, right? This is 9 of 10 ways to wow your customers, to keep them coming back and build deeper relationships, right? Customer self-service is a form of 24-hour DIY support. It's readily available, knowledge extensive, and requires no human interactive. Basically, it's a library of articles, tutorials, and frequently asked questions about your products, along with common issues or scenarios. This is huge, right? Another good way to educate your customers is through podcasting, right? So don't forget, we got the podcasting class starting tonight. For those of you who want hands-on instructions on how to launch your podcast in 7 days, or you can just purchase the course for $27 and go through the material on your own. But finding different ways to educate your customers. One of the things that I'm doing more frequently is tutorials on how to use our software suite. Because the more they are educated, the less likely they are to have problems with your systems, with your services, right? I have an extensive knowledge base that is updated almost daily, so that when they click on the help doc, the question mark in the system, then there are videos and help docs there for them as well. Last but certainly not least, number 10 of our 10 ways to wow your customers: be unique and memorable. It's a competitive world out there. Everything counts for a small business, and this can be difficult. The good thing is that customer service can open doors you never thought existed, be it receiving feedback to gather insights to provide multi-channel contact options. But one thing's for sure, your small business must be unique and memorable. How do you stand out? How do you allow your authenticity to not be compromised when you are positioning yourself, especially when you're positioning yourself in an industry where there are already a lot of players, right? Some would say you could never start a burger joint because McDonald's and Burger King and all these burger joints already exist. Well, I can start a burger joint because the way I'm going to execute a burger joint is different than anybody else. I'm going to create an experience that no one else can create because no one else is me, right? So authenticity is one of those things. But when you create these situations where you are communicating with your customer base regularly, they will help you design the right products and services that they want. They will help you to hone your voice, so to speak, in the marketplace, right? And there are millions and millions and millions of ways to stand out and to be different. But one of the greatest ways to do that is to have an exceptional customer service process and procedure so that whenever you interact with these customers, they have an amazing, amazing, amazing experience. So if you want to build and grow your small business, do not cut costs on customer service, right? Give the best customer service that you can at the level of business that you are right now. Find out the different tools and resources that are available to help you create an amazing customer experience. And when you do that, you're going to always have people coming back. You're going to always have those people telling other people about you, and you're going to be able to grow your small business, right? So, like I said, and I'm sorry, Facebook user, if you're in one of our groups, for some reason it doesn't give me your name. Most people don't even have a strategic referral process in place. That's huge, right? Most people don't even ask for a referral. Most people don't have a program in place. So you are 100% on that, my friend. I appreciate you guys all for tuning in. Remember, this is listener supported media. What does that mean? We don't ask for donations, but we do have some amazing products and services. D. David Gong. Okay. All right. Thank you, David. Appreciate you sharing your name with us and sharing some amazing insight with us as well. This is listener supported media. We don't ask for donations, but we do have some amazing products and services. So please check the show notes and the descriptions. We'll be back tomorrow for the St. Louis Hustle podcast, where we have some amazing Christian hip hop artists going to be talking about their walk and their experience and what got them into doing what they're doing. And then on Wednesday, we're coming back with the Cortez Hustle Show, where we'll be talking about relationships and how to build and maintain healthy relationships in business or otherwise. So that's going to do it for us today. Till I talk to you next time, I want you to get your money up, because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle up. But you've got to overcome fear if you're going to win.
You're tuned into the Cortez Hustle Show. Please like and subscribe.